Hi everyone, this week's health tip we're going to be talking about your kids. Seeing that I'm a pediatric chiropractor, let's focus on your children a little bit. So sometimes parents ask me, how do I know if I should bring my kid in? And the sort of whimsical answer is, well, is there a doctor taking care of your kid's teeth? Probably they have a dentist, right? So the response is there a doctor taking care of your kid's spine and nervous system? If the answer is no, that means they should be getting a chiropractor visit, because basically the teeth and the spine both need to be taken care of and maintained by a professional, and that's our job. So that's the whimsical answer. Yeah, every kid should be under chiropractic care regardless of age, or if they have any problems with them, they should be getting checked by a chiropractor regularly. But if the parents want to check out their kids to see if there's something going on, if they need to see some tangible something or other, there's a little thing that I've come up with that when the nervous system is working properly, your muscles should have what we call a normal resting tone, or a relaxed amount of tension. But when they're stressing your spine from what we call subluxations, meaning the vertebrae are stuck or they're not moving properly, they're stressing the nerve system, all muscles respond to nerve signals. So muscles just don't get tight on their own. There's a nerve signal telling it to stay tight. And often when muscles get tight, they actually get very sensitive or hyper-irritable in a certain way. So if you have a child that's face down on the table, like this, they're lying down, if you look at their back, there's kind of like two arches of muscles on either side of the child's spine. So what you can do as a parent is take your hand and just kind of rub, kind of vigorously up the side of the spine like this. And so you can test, if you go like to their hamstring, for example, if the hamstring is not under any tension or normal, it shouldn't be irritable and it shouldn't be ticklish. But often when there's a spinal problem, the muscle is so tight and under tension that it actually becomes very ticklish. So you'll be going up the spine like this, and all of a sudden you see the kids start to go, wah, and they'll do all these funky, weird sort of, curving and want you to take the hand away and stuff like that. So if you're going up, one side of the spine or the other, you'll notice that maybe in a certain area it's normal and there isn't any reaction. Then when you get to a certain point, if you see this kind of reaction, you know that those muscles are getting an improper nerve signal and they're staying tight and they're hyper-responsive. And that's a very good indicator that your child does have a spinal problem. And so let's say it's very, very tight on this side. That tension could actually be physically pulling the spine. If it stays there for months and weeks and years, that child could actually start to develop a curved spine because of an excess tension on one side that maybe isn't on the other side. And it could physically pull it out of alignment. And as the child grows, that will eventually be called the scoliosis when the child is 15 or 16, and it finally maybe becomes obvious when they bend forward, or if their rib starts humping out, or a shoulder looks higher, or the hip goes up high on one side or something like that. But wouldn't it be great if you could look at this and get this stuff corrected so that the child is actually growing with a regular muscle tension on both sides, so they actually grow up with a healthy spine, and we don't have to try to correct something that's already 30 or 40, 50 degrees out of alignment when they're reaching 15 or 17 when you finally see it. So get your kids under care. It's a very important thing. It's the most important thing that a chiropractor can do. The biggest value is prevention, and that's the biggest thing that we can do as chiropractors, is actually help prevent spinal problems and things happening in the nerve system and the health of babies as they grow up, and hopefully have healthy adults coming out of that too. So that's your health tip for the week. Get your kids checked by a chiropractor.